Babylon, which is like the Holy City equivalent. Basically the way it works is it goes by season. So you start in the Zone 1 regions, then you make your way to Zone 2. And then to Zone 3, you have the floor construction. And then you have Babylon, which is like the Holy City equivalent. Basically the way it works is it goes by season. So you start in the Zone 1 regions, then you make your way to Zone 2. And then to Zone 3, you have the floor construction. And then you have Babylon, which is like the Holy City equivalent. Basically the way it works is it goes by season. So you start in the Zone 1 regions, then you make your way to Zone 2. And then to Zone 3, you have the floor construction. And then you have Babylon, which is like the...
What's up, everyone? What's up, T-June? What's up, Mano? How are you, lads? Good morning. Salut, Albator. Ça se dit, on dégage une tendance? Pas tellement. Pas tellement. I got a small internet issue earlier, so I had to restart the stream. We lost some people due to that, but hopefully they'll come back. Guten Morgen. Hello everyone, hello. So I have like 2 hours ahead of me, something like that, so that should give me time to do a bit of... what's up, Potato? That should give me time to do a bit of warrior pike swarming test. So no 1v1 for now, because I'm alone. But swarming can be easily done, and that's the most important for warrior pike, so that already gives a good idea. What's up, Fell Knight? What's up, Fabio? We're gonna jump right in. So we're gonna test some baselines. Cyrus, Barbarossa, Mensa Musa, most likely. Cyrus, Vlad, and Mensa Musa. What's up, Don? Vlad, Cyrus, and Mensa Musa. I want to keep trying with Vlad first. So these are the baselines, 3 lineups. What's up, Christian? Then we're gonna jump into Roland. We're gonna first try with Fearless Retribution and Knight's Anthem. We're gonna see which Roland lineup is the most effective one, and then we're gonna try different skills. So I'm gonna try different skills only when I know which lineup is the most promising one. I'm not gonna waste time doing something else. What's up, Maggie? So Cyrus, Vlad, Roland. Vlad, Cyrus, Roland. Cyrus, Roland, Mensa Musa. Cyrus, Roland, Barbarossa, because I've had a lot of people ask me, can I still use Barbarossa if I don't have Mensa Musa? We're gonna talk about that. And Cyrus, Roland, Boudica, so people know if it's still worth to play Boudica or not. Again, that's more for free-to-play players or low-spender players to know if they have to really invest into something else. Did you test Ramses and Pyrus versus Swarms at some point? Yes, I will. Yeah. Yesterday I only did 1v1s because my friend was there. So, you know, while he's here, I might as well do 1v1s because swarming I can do alone. So right now, the way I do things is I try to optimize my time by trying what's the most optimal, I guess you could say. So swarming for pikes and 1v1s with my friend when he's here. Is it worth to build second pike lineup? No, I don't think so. Not yet, at least. Early thought on Tactician Sword. Well, again, this is Pioneer, so what I tested today is subject to change if they decide to nerf or buff the heroes before release. But based on this very early test, I mean, it's actually quite in-depth test, but based on this Pioneer version, Pyrus is underwhelming. So I think Pyrus will have kind of the Belisarius treatment, which is like a Kraken lineup, kind of Napoleon to a whale lineup where you need to invest lots of resources to make him work. Confucius is an upgrade for Ramses. Ramses, Confucius, and Zhuge Liang did better for me than Ramses, Scipio, and Zhuge Liang. Not by a big margin, but it was still better. Pyrus otherwise was a big disappointment. I wasn't expecting him to be this weak. But again, maybe it's bugged, maybe he will be buffed, I don't know. And I haven't finished yet also. I will maybe finish tonight because I was missing a few tests. So it's not over yet. But I still did pretty much everything yesterday. I was missing a couple, but other than that, we pretty much threw Tactician Sword 1v1. I haven't tried rallies and I haven't tried swarming. So right now we're gonna try swarming with our boy Mensamusa. For that, let's see. I may need to relocate. I'm thankful Ramses Confucius you get it better as I skipped Scipio in hope for a no Tactician Sword support. Well, here you have it. So we're gonna target the archer first, as always. I mean, we're gonna target the archer first every time. This is very important to always target the same enemy. I'm just saying if I survive long enough, I should. Hopefully. Oh, it looks like I will, yeah. Okay, so this is good. It's gonna be very long tests. Warrior swords are usually very long. Warrior pike, sorry, it usually takes some time to test, but it is what it is. And it's Barbarossa too, so it's very tanky. It's double tank lineup. What's up, Unseen? So bear with me. I don't know, I'm probably not gonna have time to try everything, but I'm pretty sure I'll have time to go through the baseline and some Roland lineups. So the good thing is because the fights take so long, I actually have time to take notes there. Five, 3-3, 6-8-3. It's probably like a 40 seconds fight, isn't it? 48. So always, if you see that I do not, I'm always gonna take this battle report with the archer. If you see I pick something else, please tell me, because that's a mistake. Which type of mercenaries would fit for this Cyrus Vlad Mensa? Roman all the way. So it's always very important to trigger all 4 enemies at the same time as well. So it's not very easy every time, but... Wait, what the fuck? Where's my... Okay, wow. It was lagging. I thought the battle report disappeared. 580137. 48 seconds as well. 200, 535. So also I'm playing with I don't have metal because in the Pioneer server we don't have any purple scrolls. So I will be using only legendary scrolls, I mean legendary skills. Which sucks a bit because I'm a big fan of metal, but it is what it is. Okay, it's gonna be annoying if it's lagging like that. Can I have my battle report, please? Wow. The game is not having it. 646205. 54. 228, 548. Not lag, it's bug, press read all. Is it? Wow, it's still very... I don't know, very weird. But thank you for that, that's gonna save me some time. 43, 169, 432. So we're going through these basic baseline tests, obviously. No rings, no gear. It's gonna be interesting to see how it does with Roland. I'm very curious to see. Okay, so press all. Oh, this time it appeared. Okay, weird. So how's your day, everyone? You had a good day. You had a good night. 50. 186. 537. And I can't wait to test Marshal archers, actually. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe I'll try to sneak in some Saint Louis in there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try something nasty. Uh, 3.4. 422, 454. 40. 147, 431. Where's the archer? Okay. 4.4. $46. 184, 438. What's up, Salma? Salut, Robin. How are you? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good myself, thank you. I'm getting quite hungry because I haven't eaten yesterday. Which I know isn't good, but I simply did not have time. I think... What's up, Timmy? How are you, brother? I think this season is all about consolidation of sword setup. Yeah, I agree. And consolidation of archers. I agree, 100% agree. Your lion's name is insane. Yeah, I know. Just woken up. Good morning, bro. Enjoy your coffee. What's up, Gianni? How are you? What's up, Devil? How's everyone? 5.1, c'était quoi pour l'instant? Principalement les sorts de tacticien. J'ai quasiment fini, je finirai ce soir. En 1v1, j'ai pas fait j'ai pas fait les swarms pour l'instant. Et là je teste les pikes en swarm comme tu peux le voir. Mais déjà hier j'ai fait 7 heures. Yesterday I did 7 hours of stream testing tactician swords. I have not even finished and it's only 1v1. I have to do the swarming setup afterwards. So I'm not sure if I'll have time to test the rings. You test Saint Suleiman Confucius 2? Yes. Tactician archers are gonna be a big chunk as well. 3.9. But I'm gonna do I'm gonna do martial archers tonight because it's not gonna take as much time as tactician swords. And tactician swords took me like way too long yesterday. I mean that's normal, right? There's a lot to test. But I'm gonna do like one long series of tests, one smaller series of tests, etc. So you know it doesn't burn me out. You cannot see others comment, really? Is the chat working for everyone or is it just Salman? 4.7. Pyrus, what do let down? Yeah. I don't know. I'll keep going tonight. I'm gonna finish with Pyrus. It works. It's working over there. It's normal. Okay, okay. So it seems there is an issue with your chat, Salma. Maybe you can refresh the stream. I don't know. Yeah, tactician archers are going to be very interesting to see. I think martial archers too. I really want to try Saint Louis as well with Napoleon. Maybe there's something to cook there. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Any new rings? There's been some leaks, but not on the Pioneer server. 3.9. 482 563. One 65 440 47 seconds. Very stable lineup, obviously, with two supports. Wasn't impressed with Louis plus Suleiman. That's normal, I'm not surprised. Because Suleiman is not really meant to be a secondary hero. He doesn't like that. It's like when you try to pair him with other DPS, it doesn't do very good. Like it's a very outdated hero, I guess you could say. It is good to see a replacement for Saladin for Napoleon, at least that's something. Because Napoleon, Saladin and Zhuge Liang was the best in Season 5. So it's not difficult to find better than Saladin, sadly. We have a second warrior pike lineup with Roland out. I don't know. You could say yes, technically you have enough heroes too, but at what cost? The problem with making multiple warrior pikemen lineup is that they rely heavily on Messenger of Destruction. And there's only one Messenger of Destruction ring, there's not multiple ones. So if you build two, you're gonna have a very weak lineup. One of the two is gonna be very weak. There's no going around that. And one of them is gonna lack DPS too, because the only real DPS you have with Warrior Pikeman is Cyrus. So I would not advise going double Warrior Pike. Tu fais une base de comparaison? Ouais, absolument, Robin. Je commence avec la meilleure line-up saison 4, après la saison 5. Et après avec Roland. The fuck is happening? Can you guys hear me? Holy fuck, what was that? Yes. Okay, this goober is going away. .1. Yeah, like, I don't know, very weird, very bizarre. But good. Yeah, Pioneer server has some lag issues. I guess that's because the event is going on. 165, 4, 35, okay. I can mess with that. Forbidden, wow. I'll probably try 2 cav when William is out, as I only really use cav for rallies, and I will have a second to refill. Yeah, you could use William with some Hannibal in rallies, but it's really only where I guess you could use Hannibal in Season 6+. But even there, that's a very heavy investment, I guess you could say. Oh, okay, I popped off there. Thank you, Timmy, for the 12 euros. Thank you, man. Check your DM on Discord. Yeah, let me just fill in that test here. If you don't mind. 709, wheat. I'm starting to speak French. DJG is really strong. Yeah, DJG is she's a very good healer. And she has everything you need, basically. She has damage buff, she has healing, she has resistance. If she's not 5-star, she's not that great, she falls off. Oh yeah, I saw that, Timmy. That's actually a very cool interaction, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's pretty neat. The skins that interact between each other. I think that's pretty cool. All games have that, really? Well, I think that's pretty cool. And if they make their money off of that, I don't mind. I'd rather have that than pay to win, you know, gameplay. Let's see. 127, okay. 434. Yeah, they were shown, yeah. But it's pretty cool, I like it. I feel a bit dizzy because I just grabbed my new glasses. So obviously I see better, but my eyes need to adjust to the new vision. It's always very weird when you get new glasses with a new correction. Is it the same word in English? Do you say correction for your eyes adjustment? Six two five 228. Correction? Okay, good. That's the good thing between French and English is 50% of the time it's the same word. Need to get my head retested? Yeah. Last night I felt like I was punched in the stomach and feeling sick. I hope you're feeling better, bro. Did you have a good night of sleep? What second pike might you recommend? I have warrior pike already. I need to try the new Saint Louis March. But other than that, I think Belisarius is in a very tough spot because Tactician Pikemen are a good lineup, but they are getting countered heavily by King Arthur. And you could say, but King Arthur is not such a common hero to see, but I think the more we progress into the game, the more King Arthur becomes a common hero, actually. Like, it's very unusual to fight a match with no King Arthur in the enemy team or in your team. So it is something to take into account these days. I was up every 2 or 3 hours. I'm still in bed now. Holy fuck. Did you catch like a... Well, not a cold, but... Maybe because you sent your... Maybe because you accompanied your kid, you know? Maybe one of the other kids was sick or something? I don't know. Like kids are one of the ways you get like sicknesses like so often, you know. 3 streams a day, comeback is real. Yeah. Okay, one last with this setup. IBS. What is IBS, if I may ask? Since Monday, it's been overdrive. I'm trying to change my diet. Changing diet is not easy. It is very complicated, and I talk from experience as well. Because diet is like... how do you call that? It's like routine, you know? It's like part of your routine at some point. So changing your diet feels like fixing an addiction to some extent. It is not easy at all. IBS is tough, health issues. Well, I hope you're okay, buddy. 4.7, 572, 848, 47, 197, 535. Okay, here's our first one. That is very true. Well, you know, take care, buddy, still. Yeah, I'm very looking forward to Napoleon's test later today. It's maybe gonna be, I don't know, like evening for me, most likely. Okay, here we have it. There we go. Stay watching Napoleon Nuke was fun. Yeah, Napoleon is kind of like Suleiman back in season 2. Sometimes you have this big burst output with the skipping charge, with the charge skip, and with Charlemagne in season 3. Sorry. Like if you get lucky, you can like activate, skip, and Charlemagne activates plus gets skipped. And you can have 2 activations in a couple of seconds. We can see the difference already with Vlad. Look at that damage output. We're gonna nuke these archers. We're still gonna die, I think. But that's already a very better performance for Vlad. So for... I mean, it's nothing new, right? But for those asking back in the days if Barbarossa is worse or better than Vlad, Vlad is better off. I mean, Vlad is better overall. But I guess Cyrus allowed Barbarossa to shine for at least 1 season. So yeah, that's something. $37. Was the merch on 119? It's pretty good. We're chilling. Play Primordial Conflict next week? I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know when it releases exactly. What's up, Style? Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm chilling, you know, I'm talking with you lads. And I think I'm gonna get some pizza later. Talk about diet, bro. You guys still keep the alliance on old servers? You're going to make 2 or 3 big alliances later on. I think for now we won't have really like alliance merges because we need to know each other, right? I think. But ideally, and that's just my opinion, yeah, it would be great to have some kind of consolidation of 1 alliance or something. Or 2 or 3, you know, whatever. Rather than having 6 alliances that are not fully you know, developed, fully filled, etc. Yeah, they are pretty much a 19 UTC, yeah. I think 159 is also a bit more 19 UTC than us. But we can work on something, like maybe rotating the time zones, like, you know, like one day we fight at 19, the other week we fight at 11 or something, I don't know. Maybe we can work something like that. Does this new Stellar type bring a new skin? That's a very good question. I am not sure, actually. I haven't seen one. I have not seen one. And I don't think the devs have advertised one either. Will there be a migration event for servers beyond 287? I don't know. $162 shows 11 UTC in DD. Okay, then I don't know. I think they told me 19 in chat. I mean that they preferred 19 overall. I'm not too sure. $142, 71, 34. Yeah, that would have been great, not gonna lie, Gon. Actually, that would have been amazing. Especially for Sid, our Indonesian alliance, they would have loved, I think, to play with you lads. Yeah, I got some buddies in 70 and they're pretty nice folks. Hmm, 35, 145, 75, 37. $39, 166, 83, 35. Does the Golden Odyssey stack? No, they do not. But I'll still try it, I think. I'll still try double Golden Odyssey and see how it goes later on. Assuming that Roland and Mensa Musa is the best pairing there is. Basically, I'm gonna try with basic skills, right? And then I'm gonna try a different set of skills on Roland, only on the best performing lineup. Have you ever played against server 36? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. That doesn't ring a bell. Hope they buff Pirates. I guess we'll see. Maybe there's a lineup that makes him shine and I completely missed it. But right now it seems like Pyrus is more like a Napoleon thingy where you need like a shit ton of rings and investment to make him work like amazingly well. Six, 8, 3, 9, 1, 6. Did you try him with Zhuge Liang and Confucius? Yes. There's a few iterations I haven't tried yet. But I've tried like half of what I wanted to try on Pyrus for now. What's your take about matchmaking in New Stellar? How it will be? Honestly, I'm hoping for the best, of course. And I hope they match servers depending on their overall power or something like that. Because they made the choice to create powerhouses like Era 13, Era 14, Era 19, stuff like that. Era 17. So now they have to make sure these servers fight each other and don't end up with smaller servers. Otherwise, they will have created an imbalance. If they don't make a good matchmaking after what they did, which is creating like servers that are way above everyone else, then they would have fucked like 80% of the player base for the benefit of 20%. And I'm very nice when I say 20. So yeah, the balls in their court, basically, in their court. Yeah, court. I would be very upset if they fuck up the matchmaking. I'm not gonna lie. If they fuck up the matchmaking and put like the giga servers against smaller servers, that would be insanely unfair. So they better not fuck up the matchmaking, I'm telling you. But I agree that the first ever matchmaking will be tough. Because they don't have data and stuff like that, so... Honestly, I would do the first... If I was them, okay, if I were them, I would do the first matchmaking manually. To make sure it's not fucked up by the algorithm. There's not that many servers, so they could do it. Like the brackets, I mean. Hey Sig, what's up, Ballistic? Just curious and have been getting over opinions on the battle. What would you recommend for mercenaries on Miyamoto, Chibuana and Yodit? Miyamoto, Chibuana and Yodit. So... Miyamoto, Chibuana, Yodit. Let me see. Just so I remind myself. Skill damage. I would play Persian. I think I advised what's it called? I know in my video, I think in one of my videos I advised what's it called? Japanese. It's not bad per se, but I think that with time Persian scaled better. So yeah, I would go for Persian. I think Persian scales better overall. It's a safer choice, I guess you could say. But let me fill these two. 533, 957, 36, 153, 45, 31. 5.4, 664, 470, 41, 169, 68, 32. We were really close to the 6-7 there. .3. Uh, 6, 4, 5, 7, 0, 8. Sun Tzu or Ramses? Ramses did better for me. In open field, of course. In rallies, Sun Tzu's better. 37. What's up, Steve? What's up, Tyler? Sorry. Are we looking for Apex? I'm just doing the baseline for now, so this is just like basic Cyrus, Vlad, etc. tests. I haven't put in Roland yet. This is just the baseline to have a base of comparison for later. To see how much better Roland is compared to his buddies. And I think that's gonna be interesting. I think here, what I'm very curious to see is how much better Roland is. Or how much worse he is. How many tests we doing? So far it's like we have 40 tests in. And there's 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 60. Only 160 for the swarming. But I haven't counted the skill variation. Because I'm gonna try every Roland's combination of skills. That's gonna take a bit more time, obviously. So maybe 200, 220, something like that. Overall. Just for the swarming, and that's gonna be 1v1 and stuff. So, but it's one of the easiest one, I guess. Warrior Pike. 158, 68, 39. How many samples will we collect? Overall, I would say 200 or something, just for the swarming. Who make your alliance BBC? I don't know, man. I don't know who did, but... What's the name of the alliance, even? Oh, it is a Chinese name. Yamato is so slept on. He's always been slept on, yeah. I've always been saying that, but I remember back in Season 1 when I said Miyamoto was good, I got shit on, bro. Like, because he was countered so hard by Mulan, he could not shine. But because a hero gets shut down doesn't mean he's a bad hero. Miyamoto has always had a very good skill set. And the fact he's still used up to Season 6 and maybe Season 7 means he's a good hero. And especially for the price you get him at. I want to attack Swords Rally. Well, Sun Tzu or Pyrrhus seems like it's the way to go. Holy, what's up, Amja? Thank you, man, for the 5 subscriptions. Thank you, bro. Welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream, man. Cheese Girl got one? That means he's still watching, actually. But sometimes, I think it was a couple of months ago, he stopped by and asked me how I was doing. And then he disappeared. Would you wait with investing in a second lineup until you get ring set on your main lineup? Yes, absolutely. Rings are such an important part of the lineups that I would definitely wait until you get some levels onto your rings. Oh, Azzy? I've watched some of his latest streams, I think, or videos, and I think he's doing like sport and stuff like that, right? He's taking care of his health, I think. I've seen that. Okay, so now we try with Vlad first, and then we go on to Roland. This is the last pair of testings before the Roland setups. Uh, 165, 82, 35. She's not been around for a while, yeah. I'm comparing my warrior cav results to your Cyrus there. I recently pushed DJG to 3 stars and she already is giving comparable results to 5-star Attila. She's much more consistent, 100%. And when you get off... when you get her at 5 star, she's even better because of that damage reduction she gives. .6. So we should see very similar results with Vlad first. Vlad first really only makes a difference in 1v1 scenarios. That's something I've tested already, but I redo it because I like confirming or seeing if anything has changed. We never know. Lofty is an amazing ring, yeah. Lofty is an amazing ring. It fits on pretty much all lineups. It's a very good rally and open field ring. It's one of the rings you cannot really go wrong with. Kind of like Tranquil Water. Uh, 5.5. 667, 720. $39, 112, 135, 36. What's up, Cesaris? Where did you see Rise? Have I missed Rise? Do you invest second legendary ring for main March or second March? It depends on the lineup. It depends on the lineup entirely. Boar is underwhelming as a ring, sadly. It's not... Yeah, it's very mid. I somehow found Ring of Deer to be more consistent than Ring of Boar, which is actually pretty nice for Ring of Deer because it's like a generic ring. It's not specific to counterattack style. Yeah, I agree with that, Tyler, definitely. Ring of Deer is definitely not the best ring you could put, but for a purple ring, God does it do well. Have you seen Ring of Thunder replacing Daisy? Yeah, but it's a very Kraken-oriented build from what I saw. I think if I remember correctly, Ring of Thunder needs to be like level... what was it? Level 40 to match Ring of Daisy's efficiency, if I remember correctly. And it only really outperforms Ring of Daisy at level 50, I think. If I remember correctly. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I think that's what the tests were. So, I mean... it's good, you know, if you go this far to replace a blue ring, maybe keep the blue ring. Non, c'est Dofus, Alba. 1.29. Okay, we have 5 tests in. Yeah, Daisy is amazing, but that's... Daisy is so good, mostly because of Lubu. But the synergy between the two is amazing. Which ring would you go for as free-to-play? Do you have a specific lineup in mind, Maggie? But in general, if I could give you a couple of answers, for Lubu, Ring of Daisy. No questions asked. It is one of the best cost-effective rings. Ring of Clover, otherwise, is a pretty good blue ring. For legendary rings, Tranquil Water is your best bet and best investment, most likely. It's a ring that fits on pretty much any lineup, in lots of situations. It's only, in quotation marks, 1.6k. And that would be pretty much it, because the purple rings are very specific usually. Is it just me or Ring of Daisy changed name to Ring of Iris? No, there's two different rings. Okay, I may use some other music there because I'm gonna fall asleep otherwise. Yes, next is Roland and Sin. Next is Cyrus, Vlad, and Roland. With Fearless Retribution and Knight's Anthem as skills. Yeah, Iris is a crit ring, but Daisy is another ring, it's a damage ring. What's up, Starlush? Can you say which level Sage of Judgment has to be? It's better to Clover 30. Honestly, I would say 10. Yeah. Ring of... what's it called? Ring of... Sage of Judgment, sorry, is basically a better ring of Daisy. It's a mix between Daisy and Falcon, basically, I guess you could say. 6.3. And I'm very curious to see how Roland will do. So far, yeah, Clover, yeah. So far, like I said, Vlad first is doing exactly the same as Cyrus first, except that Vlad does better in 1v1. That's always what I've been talking about. So it's very nice to see the results are exactly the same. I can easily see that Vlad, first you lose a bit of DPS, but you gain in tankiness. I survive 2 seconds longer overall. So it's nice to see that tests align with theory. And align with what I know already, actually. I mean, to my defense, it's one of the lineups I have studied the most, this Pikeman, so... Yeah, I know, Potato, but if you've watched some of my KVKs on my server, Potato, you've seen that nearly everyone runs Vlad first. Because we teach the ways. Vlad first is not something you see very often. I guess I haven't made a video about it as well. I said I would, but I didn't. I have all of the data available and stuff like that with why Vlad first is a good choice. And why it doesn't matter like why you don't really lose if you have Vlad first over Cyrus first in swarming setups. It's weird I tested Vlad first and he did better versus Saint-Louis. No, that's completely normal. That's completely normal. Vlad first will always do better in 1v1. Always. Except if you only play rings with commander damage buff. Like Ring of the Air and stuff like that. If you play Ring of the Air, Lofty Mountain, all of these rings together, then you might be considering having Cyrus first. But other than that, if you play with generic rings that have no commander damage buffs, Vlad first will most likely always do better in 1v1. Oh, did they, Raiden? They were out of sync. How exactly? Vlad did almost 500k elimination on Apex today. Yeah, Vlad is pretty good. I mean, he's not insane. He's not like the hero. Like the hero that changed Warrior Pike is still Cyrus, plus Mensa Musa. But Vlad is a nice addition. I still think that we need a hero with a better commander skill. That is still what's missing with Warrior Pike right now, and we know that Gilgamesh will provide that whenever he comes into the game. Gilgamesh will provide what's missing for Warrior Pikeman, which is a good commander skill. Yeah, it is Cyrus first, mostly Potato. But that's because there's not many tests, and again I haven't made a video about it, so... There's a very long stream where I show my data and stuff like that, but you know, we know by experience that people don't really watch live replays. It's very niche. So because there's been no video, it's not been widespread, you know? And it's not that big of a difference either, like it's not game changing. It's just a small optimization. So I guess many people don't bother with that, probably. But it does make a difference if you play against swords and whatever. Top warrior fighter in my series is Vlad first. Well, he's a believer. With Vlad Commander you miss on Golden Odyssey buff. That is true, but despite that, that's why I say with Vlad first, you lose in DPS, but you gain in survivability. So overall, the result is the same in swarming. You lose damage, but you gain in survivability. So the overall DPS is exactly the same. I mean, the overall outcome is the same, but you do gain in resistance. So in 1v1, the difference is there. However, if you play with only rings that buff commander damage, such as Lofty Mountain, Ring of Deer, etc., then Vlad first does not perform as well. That's why on my main account, if you've seen me play a few times, you know that I play with... fuck, what are they called again? Messenger of Destruction, Tranquil Water, and Celestial Spark, because all of these rings give generic troop damage. So they buff everyone in the lineup, not specifically the commander. So I run a very specific build to play with Vlad first, basically. It's better for Apex. It's similar in Apex, I guess you could say. It doesn't change much. In swarming setup, there's no difference. The real difference comes in 1v1 and against swordsmen. If you're getting swarmed by multiple swords, you will feel the difference a bit with Vlad first. Again, it's not like it's not a 15%, 20%, you know, difference. It's more like between 5 to 10%, but that can make a difference. Five eight 279. I think I could show you. Okay, I'm just gonna finish the tests on this lineup. Remind me to show you the graphs afterwards. I think I have them actually. There's only 3 more to do. Have you tested Lagerta with Pyrus? I think that's one of the tests I haven't finished yet, so that's something I'm gonna do tonight. Raka. Do you have any idea how coming Warrior Swords heroes are obtained? I hope none of them are MGE. Apparently, King Canute will be Season 8, and apparently he will be MGE. I'm saying apparently because it's not confirmed, it's leaks. So it's subject to change. But according to the leakers, he's gonna be MGE. 738257 48 112 149 46. Oh, I'm missing one. 5.2 631 614 39 109 141 36. And the last one. 5. Fuck me. 5.9. 714. 407. 46. Okay, once this test is done, I'm gonna take some time to answer some of your questions because I am missing a lot of them right now. Apologies. I have missed your answer, sorry. Should I go higher than level 30 on rings as free to play? If you play only one lineup, for instance, if you're a free to play and invested on Ramses, well, first of all, you got big balls. And second of all, yes, I would. I think playing one very strong lineup as free to play is the thing to do. But I guess it also depends on the lineup very heavily. Okay, so just to show you very quickly the difference between Vlad and Cyrus. You'll see it's like very minimal. Okay, be careful, I'm gonna disappear. So at the top here, okay, this is not very the best I can do. So here you have with Cyrus first. Okay, these are the results with Cyrus first. You have the total line here. And this is with Vlad first. You can see the difference. Fine, like this is the ratio difference. 5.4, 5.41. It is basically the exact same thing. And this is not the first time I do this test. This is probably the 5th time I do something like that. You can see the tankiness here. This is the duration. The tankiness is a bit better for Vlad first, which is logical because Vlad has a damage reduction commander skill. That's why I play Vlad first. And you can see that, like we said, the DPS is lower, which is logical because Mensa Musa has a skill that buffs the commander's damage, and Vlad does less damage than Cyrus. So Vlad does not benefit as much from Mensa Musa's damage buff than Cyrus. We can see that Vlad makes up for like 36% of the damage, whereas Cyrus makes up for 50% overall. So with Cyrus first you do more damage, which is why if you want to play Cyrus first, you should consider using rings that buff the commander, specifically like Lofty Mountain. If you play Vlad first, you will do better in 1v1 overall, and you will do exactly the same in swarming setups. That's the thing I've showcased a couple of times before. So in swarming setup there is little to no difference. And just to show you, I had something like that done. This is my season 5 Pike analysis. When I'm telling you I worked on pikemen a lot and I know my pikes. I did some tests on skills, etc. On rings as well. I did tests on Kraken accounts and normal accounts. So yeah, I'm pretty... The Vlad first thingy is something I have worked on for quite some time. What's up, Carbon? How are you? Carbon, sorry. So it's not, it's not a black or white scenario. There's lots of things to take into account. But the short answer is... what the fuck is happening here? If you play Vlad or Cyrus first, there's very little difference. Okay, so like there's no mistake. You cannot really go wrong. Yeah, I kind of agree, Sneaky. I'm not a big fan of Vlad either. Like this is just, you could say it's nitpicking, really. But you know, I'm hoping there's a better hero than Vlad at some point. That's also why I'm expecting Roland to replace Vlad. But Roland himself looks pretty mediocre, so I guess we'll see. Guess we'll find out. Mr. Roland, let's see. So we'll play with these two skills, Knight's Anthem and Fearless Retribution. Exactly, Sneaky. That's the best explanation about Vlad. That's the best we have right now. So, you know, we do with it. So I'm gonna use this test for now, and later on I'm gonna test the different skills. Yeah, on paper, Roland doesn't. I'm not expecting big things from Roland. So let's see if the test prove me wrong. Supplies bounty. Come on. Archers, please. So I'm expecting less DPS. Maybe more healing, I don't know. Ooh. It's gonna be a 4.0 ratio? Ooh. 5.3, okay, that's not... could be worse. Could be better, but could be worse also. 6.3, 8.7. 46 seconds, okay, so more tanky indeed. Wait, this is Mensa Musa still. Okay, it was 3.8. I was very close with my 4 ratio, okay. Wow. 468790. What's up, Orange? How are you, bro? I need to finish this one. 32 seconds. Why is it getting absolutely shit on? I'm gonna have a look at some of these reports afterwards. But I'm not surprised. Like I said, I'm not expecting Mensa Musa to be replaced. Replacing Mensa Musa is like shooting yourself in the foot. At this current stage of the game, I mean. 36. I mean, his customizable skill is some of the worst we've had in a while. Honestly. Wow, he's very mid so far. 509. 608. But I feel like devs fell into the trap of, I don't really know what to do with this hero, so he's gonna do a bit of everything. So he doesn't shine particularly well in one space. He does a bit of everything, but everything he does is mediocre, it looks like. Wow, that is it worse than Barbarossa? Wow, it actually is worse than Barbarossa so far. But we'll try different skills. Maybe replacing Vlad should be... I mean, I'm expecting Vlad to be better. I'm expecting Mensa Musa to be better than Vlad. What's up, Mr. Soldier Boy? One of the best creators we have. We have some of the best creators in the chat right now. We've had Timmy. We've had Mr. Sneaky. Now we have Soldier Boy. We are blessed today. We are blessed by these visits. $3.3. Bro, this is like, what the fuck is this, man? Top dogs are all here, yeah. 111, 44, and what was the last? 6. Go for a walk in the sunshine and stream in the areas. Enjoy, bro. I could do how do you call that again? I could whisper in your ear, you know? Hello. Welcome to the stream. ASMR, yeah. Good morning, sunshine. Today we are testing Mensa Musa. And then I let an enormous burp out. Like every ASMR stream should do. Roland, any good? Not if you replace Mensa Musa, but you know, I'm not surprised by this. So what I'm waiting for is replacing Vlad by Roland and see how it goes. But replacing Mensa Musa, as I imagined, is a mistake. Can I touch that archer, please? With consent, of course. $3.7. 451 371. Have you had time to play the Pioneer server a bit, Soldier Boy, or not at all? Run good with Musa. I mean, yeah, I'm expecting so. I mean, it can't be worse, at least, than what we have right now. Play with Lagerta, please. With Spikeman, no. Five two nine 388. Yeah, Confucius is a good addition, but Pyrrhus, yeah. You mean Pyrrhus? Pyrrhus I did try it yesterday, and I'm gonna try it tonight as well. I'm gonna finish the test on Pyrrhus tonight. Before doing the martial archers. This is no Golden Odyssey, yes. Ah, you're right. I should have tried Golden Odyssey. I'm gonna do it right afterwards. That's a very good point. I'm gonna do with Golden Odyssey right afterwards. Because I had in mind that yeah, I was playing with Mensa Musa, but I'm not. Very good point. Am I missing? Okay, yeah, 3.9. So I'm gonna try with Golden Odyssey afterwards. That's another test. 34. But the fights are so short that I don't even have time to type. It's crazy. Well, we'll find out, Augustine, but to me, I've always said that it would be very weird for Roland to replace Mensa Musa. because Mensa Musa is such a great hero. Yeah, I don't know either. The stellar thingy is a bit weird. It's a bit confusing. I don't really know what's ahead. I don't know what to expect. Yeah, I agree, Soldier Boy. It feels very underwhelming, Pyrus. How's the testing coming along? So far, so good. We are finally getting our hands on Roland. It's not very easy to read the chat, answer, and type at the same time, but I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I don't think Warrior Pike would be good in rallies. Nah, they've never been good in rallies. I mean, they do okay-ish if you're fighting only Lubus. And if they're doing good, also one thing Warrior Pikes are very good at is gain time. If you're rally struggling and you have nothing to reinforce, then you can fill your rally with pikemen, warrior pike, and that will give you time for your best troops to, you know, come close and reinforce. But other than that, they are not that good in rallies, I feel like. What's up, Roya? No, I'm good, thank you. Did you guys read the achievements? Honestly, I haven't taken time. Like my daily routine, since Monday, is I log in, look at my Excel sheets, and when I log in, I do tests. I haven't checked the PvP stuff. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it is. But the rewards in the store seem good, is what I saw, basically. Will we try with rings? If I have time, yeah. But I may be short on time, honestly. Salut Sissou, comment tu vas? What's up, Ruben? I barely saw the stream VOD. Any insights at the moment? Yeah, Pyrus is underwhelming, to be polite. I haven't finished testing him, Ruben. I'm gonna finish some tests tonight with La Guerfa, etc. Some pairings I haven't tried yesterday because I was too tired. But I'm gonna finish that tonight before doing the Marshal archers. Just in case there's some, you know, gold mine that we haven't hit yet. But my feeling so far with Pyrus is that kind of lineup, kind of like Napoleon, Suleiman, etc. that pops off if you invest a shit ton of resources into him, and if you're like a whale or whatever. At which point you could wonder, but would another lineup do better with the same amount of investment? Maybe. But again, this is only Pioneer server, maybe it'll be released differently. Even with Pyrus, Scipio, Confucius. Yeah, I was surprised to see it do not that good, Sneaky. I thought it would pop off, Scipio, Confucius. I was hoping for a lot, actually, on Confucius plus Scipio and Pyrus, but it was very underwhelming. You know, Petra and Mensa with Roland? Yeah, it's planned afterwards. It is planned, it is planned. Maybe rally, yeah, but the thing is, even outside of rally, there should still be some baseline. Well, that's very nice of you, Sneaky, to go to the doctor with a gift. You know? It's very kind of you. It's nice to show some appreciation for, you know, for our medical teams out there. Ah, fuck, I missed this one, right? Yeah, 3.9. $475. Okay, we're gonna try with Golden Odyssey now. Instead of the one I had currently. 129, 65, 15, and one last. 4.6. 563, 883. One, 6, 8, 16, 76, 15. Okay. I want to see something. Is that a joke? Wow. $53 healing. This has to be bugged, bro. There's no way. 500 healing with 19 activations. Are we for real right now? Thank you, Christian, for the $5. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. He healed his friends and family only. Yeah, what are we talking about here? What is this? Let's have a look at another report. Maybe this is just a one-time thing. Let's have a look at a better report. If there's one, actually. This one, perhaps? What are we talking about, bro? Even the bots are healing. Even Josephine is healing 10 times better. What? So you're telling me... I mean, I knew the skill was completely garbage. Right? We talked about it. But this much? Really? This has to be a bug. There's no way. Okay. This should be better with Golden Odyssey already. But to be fair, even if it's bugged, the skill smells like ass. Like, the skill it looks trash on paper, the skill is trash. I mean, that's not a surprise. The surprise is that it is this bad. That's the only real surprise there. But if it's really bugged, then what's up, Peter? You owe me a few hours of my life. You know, just another few hours, it's okay. And if it's not bugged, then what can I say? Not sure what they test themselves. I mean, I've had so many heroes fixed throughout these 2 years that I'm also wondering. At least Golden Odyssey is working. $4.4. 539 179. So I was expected to have a bit more DPS so far. That's completely normal, and that's thanks to Golden Odyssey. When Golden Odyssey is a better skill than Roland's signature skill and customizable skill combined, there may be an issue. .6, okay, that's better. Okay, we're starting to see some good numbers there. Did we heal this time? Yeah, 450. Amazing. Let me check. Did I have the talent trees, right? Yes. Okay. Well, one thing I can say for sure is that replacing Mensa Musa is not the play. Okay, that's what I expected anyway. There's no surprise. You can see the surprise on my face right now. I am utterly shocked by this discovery. But yeah, maybe if we replace Vlad later on by Mensa, we're gonna see something by Mensa. Yeah, we're gonna see something different. Mensa's gonna descend Roland's or stack. Just one of them will take effect. But I will still try with double Golden Odyssey at some point, just in case. I heard Cyrus, Mensa, Roland much better than Vlad March from my Turk friends. What do you think about that? I mean, that's what I've always said. And I remember people for so long have been saying, but the game recommends Roland instead of Mensa Musa. And I've always been like, but bro, Mensa Musa is to Cyrus what Attila is to Lubu. I would be very surprised if Roland actually replaces Mensa. So like again, this is not a surprise to me. The surprise to me would have been if Vlad did better than Mensa Musa. I would have been shocked. But so far I'm not surprised by the results. What's up, T-Blood? Vlad is not bad per se, but he's not game-changing. For this specific lineup, at least. But Roland does not seem like a game changer either. Unless he's tweaked and changed. I don't know. That wouldn't be the first time they change a hero before release. Or during release, actually. On Apex, but Apex is not a good Apex is not stable. When you're in Apex, you fight 4 enemies you are also influenced by your own other lineups. Apex is unreliable to test lineups. It is one of the most unreliable way to test a lineup. Yeah, I kind of believe that, yeah, Artyom. I think Roland and Mensa Musa together, maybe Roland is a better Barbarossa. Maybe we can see it that way, I guess. Maybe that's how you felt, Artyom, I don't know. Because in Season 4, Barbarossa and Mensa Musa with Cyrus actually do pretty well. It's very tanky, very reliable, very consistent. I have a feeling Roland is like a better Barbarossa. I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Drift, Vale City, music is good, yeah. Je veux juste que Roland fasse au moins aussi bien que Vlad. Ouais, j'avoue que j'espère un peu aussi, sinon c'est un peu triste quoi. Imagine ils sortent un héros et il est poubelle. Doesn't sound worth the Empire coins. That's also why... That's also something I want to see, is... Let's say Roland is better than Vlad, okay, then what? By how much? Is he like 10% better? Is he 20% better? Is he 5% better? If he's only 5% better, then why bother, you know? Why spend thousands of Empire coins for something like that? That's also why I feel like it's important to redo tests from scratch, like I did with the former seasons, to have a good comparison. Here is worth my free-to-play Empire coins this season as free-to-play. Yeah, I would kind of believe so. I would kind of believe that, yeah. Because Eleanor, you need Napoleon, which is a pay-to-win hero. Confucius is MGE, and he's played with tactician swords, which are not very free-to-play friendly. Roland seems like he's not really worth the trouble. If you're free-to-play and you already have Vlad, maybe 3 stars or 5 stars, maybe it's not worth the issue. $4.9. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do Cyrus, Roland, and Mensa Musa, and then I'm gonna AFK and grab something to eat. And I'll be back tonight, I think. They said with Vlad for PvP, open field and rallies, with Mensa or multiple open field fights. Yeah, Vlad is definitely better in 1v1. That is true, Emre. Mensa Musa really shines in swarming situations. That is very true. So I would say they're pretty much right about that. I totally understand right now why actually new skill of Run is also good, because when 2 or 3 marches attack them, it's a great boost of damage reduction. Yes, 100% Artyom. Roland, I feel like Roland needs to be swarmed, even more than Mensa Musa or Barbarossa. I feel like Roland in 1v1 is terrible. His skills really demand that he gets swarmed. $4.7. Okay, 5 more, and then we hop onto Mensa. Something is wrong with Roland. I mean, I'm not surprised. If you check my stream when I discovered the hero, on Monday, I think, or Sunday maybe. When I saw his skill set, I was like, but this is very basic, you know? Especially his customizable skills. I think that maybe they should have given him like Peaceful Haven instead of Golden Odyssey or something, I don't know. I don't know what would have made him better at this point. But Golden Odyssey is already way better, that's for sure, than what I had before. What's up, Junie? How are you, boy? How are you, my man? Well, maybe you're not a man, I'm saying my man, but... Maybe you're a young lady, I don't know. How are you, Junie? What's up, Satara? Yes, that is true, Ashu. Maybe Roland's is better than with James and Gia. Well, the thing is, he has no scaling. That's the thing also. Is if you look at Roland, look at this man. No scaling on his damage dealt, on his damage reduction. No scaling on the commander might damage. No scaling on the damage taken reduction. So I think it's even worse race. I think Roland will do even worse with if you compare with gems and stuff like that. How's Roland test? So far he's very underwhelming. Yeah, that's true, Race. That is true. Could you try Fearless and Metal for Mensa? I would love to, Mock. But sadly, we have, and for some reason, we have no epic skill scrolls. So I'm doing only legendary skills, sadly. I am very sad because I love metal. I'm a metal enjoyer, but the game does not permit us to enjoy metal. Golden Odyssey does not stack, so I'm gonna do multiple tests. I'm gonna try with only Golden Odyssey on Mensa Musa, and I'm gonna try with Golden Odyssey on both heroes. Just for the sake of it. For science. $625. 297. Mm, 38. But that is crazy. I'm gonna have a look at the first line of results here, but I don't really like what I'm seeing. I don't really like what I'm seeing. And the last one is 4.4. Okay. So don't worry, Junie. Your tier 1 cavalry seems safe with Roland. They are not a threat to your tier 1 army. At least I don't think so. 165, 68, 4. Okay. So the DPS is similar to Mensa Musa instead of Roland, mostly because of Golden Odyssey. The tankiness is worse by around 15%. Which makes it so the overall ratio is worse. It's better than Barbarossa still. So if you still play Cyrus, Barbarossa, Mensa Musa, Roland is a better addition. It looks like. But let's have a look. Okay, let's see now. So we will replace this Golden Odyssey by Fearless Retribution, because we'll have Mensa Musa with Golden Odyssey. I'm gonna put Roland second, not that it matters, they're all passive anyway. So I would love to play metal here. Metal would be better, but I'm gonna reset that because I did not aggro them together. So let's reset this. We wait for the pop-up. Here we go. And now we target all of them at once. Very important. What's up, Emil? How are you? Let's see. I'm expecting greater results with this lineup. If not, I don't know. If not, I'm gonna be sad. I can already tell the tankiness is better. Okay, we just finished another music thingy, so let's do another one. Okay, it does seem very tanky, but the DPS doesn't seem to be that great compared to Vlad and Mensa. Okay, 5.4, I like that. Okay, I like that a lot. Duration is like, what, 50 seconds maybe? Yeah. Running a bit late, how was Roland so far? Not that good, not bad. I mean, it's very bad if you replace Mensa Musa. Instead of Vlad, we'll see, I'm just starting. Healing. That's true, I need to check the report afterwards, remind me. Civilization shutting down? Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I actually knew. They told me that the game would not go global. But I was not really allowed to talk about it. That's why I stopped streaming it. Because they kind of told me the game would never go global, sadly. 6, okay, that's not too bad. $53. 238, 19, 54. We don't often talk about Mensa Musa's damage, bro, but look at that trash, man. What is that? He does less damage and less healing than Mensa Musa. Like I'm saying it right now. Whenever there's a better pikeman hero, he's gonna replace Roland, 100%. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the next meta is Gilgamesh, Cyrus, and Mensa Musa. So far, there has not been a hero to replace Mensa Musa. He is that good of an investment. Yeah, the big thing that Mensa Musa has over Roland is his scaling, which Roland lacks. Mensa is an excellent buffer, be it tankiness, damage, healing. Were you part of the AoEM team before it launched or something? No, I was a beta tester and I helped them a lot. I helped them with Discord, I helped them with the official beginner's guide, but that was all benevolent. How do you say that when you do something for free? I did it because I loved the game. I didn't do it because I was part of their team. I'm a player before anything else. Volunteer, thank you. I was a volunteer. In French we say bénévolat. That's why I tried to find a matching word in English. I have to see Remix. So far, the results are similar to Vlad and Mensa. When I'm trying Roland and Mensa Musa. But I have to see, maybe there's a better skill combination with Roland. This is only the first skill combination I'm trying, so there may be a better one. And also the healing on Roland seems a bit off. I think that's not too far-fetched to say that. There may be an issue with Roland's healing. I'm not gonna lie. I agree, Race. I agree. But I'm keeping his special skill because if it's bugged, I need to highlight it and then report it. It may help to move Vlad to Cav. Yeah, yeah, there's a chance. Ça dépend des situations, Albator, je dirais. Like, sometimes you can see I'm doing very good. Like here, it's gonna be a very good report. .2. But one thing I'm gonna say is right now I'm doing these tests. But when it goes live, because I'm a PIKE main on my main account, I'm also gonna redo these tests with my main account. So if they have changed the healing, if they have changed the damage, if they have changed whatever, I'm gonna be able to see it and tell you guys. I've had 2 people in your Discord trying to scam me. Can you send me their names, Lizard? Or you can also ping moderators and ask for them to be removed if you have a screenshot of them trying to scam you. Can we look at Mensa and Roland skill activation? Yeah. Okay, let me fill in these 2 reports real quick. Man, I am so hungry right now. We also try with Vladas Commander. I don't think so. I mean, I tried with Cyrus before, but the thing is, Roland with Vlad does not go well together. And Vlad will not change the outcome. I will try different skill combinations with Roland. But that's about it on this lineup. Bro, there's no way this is not bugged, by the way. Like, this has to be bugged. Oui, je pense qu'il joue encore, oui. And this is not a display issue, by the way, because I know what they say. The devs are gonna say this is a display issue, it's not actually 0, it's whatever number. If you look at the total here, the total fits. 418 is 61 plus 357. So it's not a display issue. And I can feel that there's no healing in game as well. Why is it 0 here as well? What the fuck is happening? Any idea how to change Pioneer server? You can do the new expedition, or you have to reinstall. That's both work, T-Blood. Yeah, so far, if you play Cyrus, Vlad, and Mensa Musa, there's no difference. Again, as it is right now, so they may change and tweak the hero. So let's not make hasty conclusions. I will redo these tests on global when the heroes are live. But right now, is not worth it. Should I invest in DJD or William for my Hannibal, Ashoka and Cav March? I think both are good. That's the thing. That's a tough question, honestly. I haven't tested, like, if I'm quite honest with you, I haven't tested Hannibal enough in Season 6 to give you a proper answer. You want tankiness and durability? Then DJG. William is more DPS oriented, because William has lots and lots of damage buffs. William will be the new walkover as I read it. Oh yeah, William the what? I don't. Yeah. There's gonna be so many. There's gonna be 2 Williams in the game. That's gonna be very confusing. I think I'm gonna call to order a pizza before they close. Okay, so far it's doing a bit better than the Vlad counterpart. So far this lineup with Roland instead of Vlad in the Mensa Musa Cyrus lineup is doing a bit better. But by like 5% or something, so it's not like tremendously different. There's still 10 tests to do, but we need to see how it goes. But I'm glad to see that my nose still isn't too bad. I felt like Mensa Musa would stay. And our boy is still doing fine. I think someone said Roland might be very good to swarm rallies, and I kind of agree with that. I think this is good when you swarm rallies and stuff like that. But the question is, do you really want to swarm rallies now with like Pyrrhus, with King Arthur and stuff like that? I'm not so sure. This is going to be a very good report as well. So sometimes we do perform like very, very well. When Roland decides to wake up. It's gonna be very nice to see with different skills as well. Because right now this is with Knight's Anthem and Fearless Retribution. So maybe double Golden Odyssey will bring something. Maybe. It's gonna be interesting to see. At least the healing on Golden Odyssey I know is working, so that's at least gonna be something. 252, 16, 57. 6-7. Like, the damage Mensa deals is kind of nuts for a support. But yeah, I'm gonna come, maybe this afternoon I'll come back and do some tests again on this lineup to finish. I'm only missing a few, like 60 tests or something. I'm not very far off from finishing. Tonight I'll finish with the Tactician Swords and Martial Archers. Can you start Golden Odyssey? In theory, no, Sufation. But maybe you proc them often enough, because Golden Odyssey is only applied like once every 6 seconds for 3 seconds, basically, kind of. So maybe there is a world where you activate them, I don't know, a bit more, I don't know. Age of being such a weird place with their lineups, you know, everything might be possible. But in theory, no, it doesn't stack. I think Sigam, when you are going to equip rings, gear, extra stats, which is not scaling, going to be... Actually, I mean 20% against people with lots of stats, going to help, I think. That is true also. But yeah, already it's a bit better than the previous lineup. With him being potentially bugged. So it's not great. It is a small improvement, but an improvement nonetheless. What's up, Michael? It is the most tanky lineup we've had so far as well. as I'm seeing it. It's comparable to Barbarossa and Mensa Musa in terms of healing. So it's pretty good. And that's without metal. What's up, Trikes? You a beast? Are you on a 24-hour streamathon? I don't know. I've streamed 7 hours yesterday. And I didn't even realize it. I mean, 7 hours in a row? How long did I stream yesterday? I think 7 hours plus 3 hours or something. So 10 hours in total. How long has it been today? 2 hours maybe? Yeah, 2 hours. 5.6. And tonight I'm gonna, like I said, finish Tactician Swords. And do Martial Archers. But I've always loved streaming, and I wish I would do more. I wish I would, like, not force myself, but do more. But gear rings horses in with Roland when I got around 50% less damage. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like I said, it's the tankiest lineups I have right now in my test book. Yeah, Suffocation is always lurking. Every now and then we have a Suffocation message. What was the current result so far for Tac Swords? Ramses, Confucius, Zhuge Liang was a bit better than the Scipio counterpart from Season 6. Sun Tzu, Charlemagne, Zhuge Liang was still the best lineup I've had. So Confucius did not bring anything if you replaced Zhuge Liang. And Pyrrhus has been extremely disappointing. I had worse results with Pyrrhus than Sun Tzu so far. So I haven't tested everything. There are still some lineups I need to test. But so far it's been disappointing. What's up, Frank? Sounds like if I run 2 Pike Marches, Cyrus, Vlad, Mensa and Boudica, Richard, Boudica, Fred, the best change with Roland would be Cyrus, Roland, Mensa and Vlad, Boudica, Fred. So in theory, yes, but realistically I would not advise you to play 2 pikemen. The reason being that warrior pikemen rely a lot on Messenger of Destruction, and there's only one of these. So if you play 2 warrior pikemen lines, one of them is gonna inevitably be way weaker than the other one, and you're gonna lose lots of troops for no reason, I guess you could say. Que penses-tu de Pyrrhus, Confucius, Zhuge Liang comme line-up? Pyrrhus, Confucius, Zhuge Liang. Je l'ai testé, c'était ok, mais c'était pas... C'était pas flagrant, quoi. Hein. Enfin... Okay, that's a very good one. A very good ratio there. Roland Mensa outperforms Vlad Roland. Hey, Sushi, what did I tell you? Didn't I call it, bro? I am possessed by Barbarossa's beard. Therefore, he whispers in my ear every now and then, telling me, look, this is gonna happen. This is the way. But to be fair, I'm surprised it did so bad with Vlad Roland. Vlad Roland... where was it? Vlad Roland... here... Vlad Roland did basically similar to Barbarossa and Mansa Musa, so that was pretty mediocre. Salut Jules, comment tu vas? 213, 19, 49. Ouais, c'est pas... Voilà, ça casse pas trop patin un canard, hein. C'est... Quand j'ai vu la gueule de... Quand j'ai vu la gueule de Roland... Putain, Roland, c'est un moins de gueule que Roland, quand même, hein. Quand j'ai vu la gueule de Roland hier, je me suis dit... Ouais, c'est pas une dinguerie, quoi. Pas de scaling, pas particulièrement de synergie avec les autres. Ça reste meilleur que Vlad Mensa, parce que Vlad, enfin, c'est pas non plus une dinguerie, quoi. Mais bon, après apparemment, il a quand même l'air buggé, hein. Le soin sur... Le soin de Roland, il est négatif, quoi. Look at that, man. What is this? 32 activations, 486 healing. Like, can we get into the negatives as well? Is that a thing? Vlad would go calves. I guess so, yeah. Is run worth to get? It's a very small improvement so far. I'm just finishing it right now. So I have just tested one set of skills. I have just tested with Fearless Retribution and Knight's Anthem on Roland. So I'm gonna try different skills afterwards. When I say afterwards, I mean after I get something to eat. 6, 7, 3, 3, 6, 8. Yeah, the DPS is not very good, but the tankiness is off the charts. The tankiness is very, very good. It is a 6%. It does 6% better with this, with Fearless Retribution and Knight's Anthem than Vlad and Mensa Musa. So it is an upgrade. So obviously rings, and the thing is, that's one thing that's worrying me as well, is that Vlad and Mensa Musa, like we know Vlad benefits from Messenger of Destruction a lot, whereas Roland does not. So when I equip rings here, Roland is gonna do worse than Vlad. So the 6% differential is gonna get even thinner. What's up, Billy? Yeah, so Orgodon is stackable. They should not be sushi, but I will try nonetheless. What's up, Mr. DevDart? Which one of these? Which one is which hero between Advent and MGE? The MGE hero is Confucius. Sick, can you explain why some heroes or lineups are just for Whales Krakens? For example, DJG in Lubu in rallies or Scipio in Ramses. The main reason, and you picked two great examples. I'm gonna show you one here. No, not that one. Let's say I do something like... Give me a second. Like this, okay? Yeah. As you can see here, my Fatas is not completely blocking it. You have here 130% drop bonus. This is a attribute bonus that your lineup gets. So if I save here and I go to my Cyrus, you can see here 700 might, 467 armor. Okay, keep that in mind. 700, 467. Now, if I swap my DJG for a warrior hero, like so, it's gonna be 180% bonus. And you can see my stats jumped from 700 to 733, and my armor from 470 to 485. So all of my attributes on all of my hero all of my heroes have been buffed basically, because they have that that pairing. They have that what's it called? That synergy together. That they have that military specialty synergy together. So if you play something like Lubu, DJG, and Attila, for instance, you will lose attributes. So why does that impact you as a free-to-play more than it does impact a Kraken? That's because Krakens will be level 160. They will have their technology, you know, off the charts, maxed out. They will have gems that minimum tier 3 or tier 4, etc. So all of these resources that they have invested in make up for the loss of attribute loss, for the loss of attributes, if you see what I mean. Whereas you as free to play, your gems will be maybe like legendary or mythical. You will have less technology progress, you will have less horse progress, you will have less adornments progress, you will have less rings progress, etc, etc. So that attribute loss will impact you more than it will impact a Kraken or a whale, because they make up for that loss elsewhere. I hope that explanation was comprehensible. Understandable, I guess I should say. Currently, what do you think? Which new hero is a game changer? So far, there's no game changer. There's heroes that are a bit better, but no game changer. There's no wow effect. I have yet to try Eleanor, and I have yet to try Saint Louis. In the in Kraken mode is worth to make the change, losing that synergy should be as well. Go spend right. If I don't spend GG, lobby should work better. There's also the stars issue. DJG, for instance, needs to be 5 stars, which is a certain investment that not everyone can have. And it's not as good in open field, I should say, as well. There's lots of ifs and buts, basically. I don't think there's a straight answer to that. I guess it would be lineup dependent. For DJG, for instance, if she's not 5 stars, I wouldn't advise you to do so. For instance, I usually say for my low spenders in 119, if you play Lubu, if you're a low spender or free to play, you might as well play with Attila, because you're gonna get killed anyway. If you're a low spender or free to play, you are gonna die. So you might as well do the maximum amount of damage you can with a hero like Attila to support your Lubu. Because if you use DJG and you're free to play, it doesn't make a difference if you die in 1 second or 1.5 seconds. I'm exaggerating, but this is basically what it is. Whereas a Kraken will do damage regardless of Attila or not. What a Kraken needs is survivability. That's why you see so many Krakens try and incorporate tanky heroes into their lineups. We've seen Krakens play Lubu, Justinian, Attila. We've seen Krakens go back to Hannibal because it has durability, etc, etc. Krakens are not looking for damage, they're looking for survivability, because the damage is provided by sheer buffs from talent trees, from research trees, from horses, adornments, rings, gems, etc. Still not make sense if there is MOD and Celestial Spark, or Vlad could be worse. Sometimes I think this game mechanic not work well. These games mechanics are very clunky from times to times. But yeah, I hope my answer is somewhat understandable, or at least it makes sense. Alright, so later I'm gonna try more lineups. So I have to finish with Barbosa and Boudica. But I'm not expecting something great. And I still have to try Roland with more skills. What is the best tactic to 5-star a wheel hero? If you're a free-to-play / low spender, spin 20 or 60 times a week. And then slowly you get medals, and then you can finish it with like universal medals, but there's no real good way, I guess. If you want to save Empire coins, the best way is to spin 60 times per 60 times. Alright, I'm hungry. I've nearly finished this warrior pike test. For swarming, okay, there's still rings, there's still 1v1. I've nearly finished tactician swords, so I'm gonna finish that later today. So I think today I'm gonna finish swords, I'm gonna finish pikemen in swarm, and I'm gonna do martial archer, I think. I think to optimize the passive distinctive skill of Roland needs necessary ability. The punishment without fear. Fearless retribution? Yeah. This past season I could get 5-star Zhao and 3-star Scipio with 120 spins each week. Yeah, basically, the less you spin, the better. In terms of investment, because the more you spin, the less rewards you get per spin. Because of the chests. Because of the chest thresholds. Because it's like 20, 60, 120, 200, 300, etc. So beyond like past 120, it gets worse, I guess. It's true that now we get more Empire cons weekly than before. Tu penses qu'il y aurait méta Marshal Archer? Pour les whales, je pense peut-être, ouais. Autrement, non. Alright. I will be back. Alright, lads. Thanks a lot for being here. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Pretty interesting results, honestly. Feel free to like the stream, guys, as well, before we log off. That's always greatly appreciated. So I'll be back later today. What did my friend tell me? What did my good friend Side tell me yesterday? 6 PM UTC. Okay. So later today, by the end of the day, I will come back and do some more tests. I hope to finish martial archers today and tactician swords. So tomorrow, on Wednesday, I can do tactician archers maybe. That's a big chunk as well to test. And then I could start doing some ring testings probably. So have a good day, lads. See you later if you're still there. Take care. And see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.